Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here by WWE Raw review for this President's Day Monday, February 15th of 2016, taking place for the Honda Center, Anaheim, California, the last Raw before Fastlane. Because there was opposing the Grammys tonight, so I think it is wrestling, Grammys, wrestling, Grammys. Wrestling, because it's such a big Raw tonight. You know, the go-home show, the last Raw before Fastlane. And with this being the go-home show, I thought tonight's Raw was decent. You had a great first match, which in my mind should have been a main event. Because main event tonight, I was questioning why it was the main event tonight, but it kind of set up something, but it should have been a lot bigger set up what we did get tonight. Possible match with Fastlane being set up. We did get a couple matches for Fastlane set. Introduce Stips. Edit. And as you see, we have a big change tonight in the Raw of titles. Let's get to that change that would kick off tonight's Monday Night Raw. As Dean Ambrose would kick off Raw tonight, wanting a piece of Brock Lesnar. And I like what they're doing with Ambrose and Lesnar. Of course, he and Lesnar are part of that triple threat main event at Fastlane Sunday with Roman Reigns to see who would go on to face Triple H at WrestleMania this year. And other than playing Ambrose, playing like the Never Say Die guy, he gets a lot of punishment, but it's like, thank you, sir, but I have another, especially after we saw last week, getting in Lesnar's face, not just last week, but 2 weeks ago as well. And with a little help from Reigns, giving him a little blow, and getting F5 as well, earlier in the contract signing. So Ambrose wanted a piece of Lesnar again tonight, but Lesnar was not at Raw tonight. Heyman was. He would confront Roman Reigns later on. But instead, Stephanie came out. Saying, you and Reigns are, of course, two of the guys in this triple threat match. You guys are friends. Brothers, you should say, from the Shield days. But each of you got to make a decision. Friend or title shot. But tonight, it's not about Lesnar. It's not about Reigns. It's about the IC Championship. Because you wanted an F5 from Lesnar and Ambrose. You said he wanted an F5. Well, F5 tonight means Fatal 5-way. Yeah, Fatal 5-way. We never see those around. We also see Fatal 4-way. So tonight, we kicked off Raw with a Fatal 5-way for the Intercontinental Championship. And if Ambrose would have his friend, Roman Reigns, come and get involved, Ambrose would be disqualified and lose his spot at the triple threat match. So he would have to defend against Tyler Breeze, Stardust, odd placing for him, Dolph Ziggler, and Kevin Owens. Those who made sense to be in this Fatal 5-way because these two have had a little problems lately. And this is a really fun opener. This should have been a main event of one night instead of freaking Big Show and Strowman. I'm sorry. I know that match was meant to set up something, which it did, but yeah, it was like anticlimactic way of ending Raw. Like, this ending Raw would have been better. But for what we got, it was an excellent opening. Great action, great spots, including Owens almost cannonballing everybody. He cannonballed 3 out of 4. So we'll see what goes down with this situation of this match happening. Right? Owens looking good in the match. Like, Breeze in the match is like, he's not getting pushed a lot lately, but he should be. Vince, fuck you for not believing in him. I know he may have done some backstage, but it may not be as bad as you suspecting Titus O'Neil for 60 days. For tugging on you. There'll be a lot of debate about that. I know it was like unbusinesslike behavior. What you say, you don't touch the balls in any situation, playful or not, but it's still sad it happened like that. Racism is Black History Month, people. So, it was fun action. I was interested to see Stardust in there too. But Owens and Ambrose have had their issues, so is Owens and Ziggler. There was some, like I said, some great spots, Braun on the outside. And the ending was kind of interesting with Ziggler and Ambrose like delivering both their finishing moves, the dirty deeds, and zigzag at the same time. And that was like the setup for the ending. With both guys out, Owens would pick up the scraps of Tyler Breeze, deliver the Papa Powerbomb in 1, 2, 3. Kevin Owens is once again your IC champion. It's kind of interesting to see Ambrose lose after being IC champion for 2 months. But hey, I've seen Ambrose lose another championship in a stipulation match. And that was a couple years ago when he lost his United States Championship in a Battle Royal. Now, Owens and Ziggler have had no issues, as I mentioned, and they've had their matches lately fighting for no purpose. You know, kind of like it's kind of overdone. You know, we love the matches, but they're wrestling way too much. But if they give them something to fight for, maybe we'd be more interested in the match. Well, guess what? We may see Owens, and we are going to see Owens and Ziggler this Sunday for the IC Championship. So we are going to get an IC title match at the Wall, because after it was announced that Ambrose was going to be in the main event with Reigns and Lesnar, I was like, there's no IC title match. Well, we're going to get one now with Owens and Ziggler. We'll see where this leaves Ambrose. Now, sometimes when you lose a major title before a pay-per-view, specifically before WrestleMania, something bigger may come along. That's what Ambrose said in his interview. When you lose something else, something else better will come along. I'd rather see Ambrose win Sunday. I'm sorry. I don't want to see Lesnar Triple H for the millionth time, because I love Lesnar and all. I like him better than I did a couple years ago. But I mean a part-timer and shit. But I don't want to see him Triple H again. They bored the fuck out of them. They'd be the worst main event in Mania history. Next to Triple H and Orton. Because they were the worst SummerSlam main event of all time. Because anytime Triple H and Lesnar get involved in the match, doesn't matter what stipulation you put into it, the match still sucks! It's boring. The match in Mania 28 was unbearable. Boring. Reigns is a predictable route. Of course, Super Reigns predictable route. But come on. Ambrose will get a bigger cheer. We're in Ohio, his home state, for Fastlane. And I'd rather see Ambrose get cheered for winning than Ambrose getting booed out the fucking building. I think that's what WWE wants. Sorry, Reigns, I hate the guy. I know they're trying so hard to make Reigns the guy and making everyone want to cheer him. But no matter what WWE tries to do, no matter what tactics they use to try to get Reigns over, feud against the Authority, get screwed in the Rumble for sympathy, it ain't gonna work, WWE. We see through you. We do not want Reigns. Ambrose would be better. But Reigns is predictable out. More predictable if Lesnar gets attacked by the Riots, which could happen. Since they're taking out the Titans, that could be a setup for the Lesnar feud. So after that great matchup to open up Raw, that very fun match, we have a one-on-one encounter as Big E from the New Day would take on Mark Henry in retaliation for Mark Henry walking out of the 8-man table match last week on Raw. And the New Day will be involved in Fastlane. The good news and the bad news. Bad news, they're not in a match. Good news is a little better, though. They'll be on a talk show. The Cutting Edge Peep Show, hosted by Edge and Christian in promotion of their show. The Edge and Christian show that Weeks of Awesomeness, premiering after Fastlane on the WWE Network. I'm actually looking forward to that show. It looks like a fun little sketch comedy thing, which I'm looking forward to seeing. So they're going to be on that, and I think they've had great interaction with, they had a great segment with them back in September, with the Dudleys with doing faces. I thought we'd see Dudleys and Usos, but we may not see that for a while. I'll get to that in a second. So we're at the New Day and the Cutting Edge Peep Show. It should be a fun segment on Fastlane. Make up for no New Day in a tag match, because I love that segment with Edge and Christian in September with them, so looking forward to seeing that. Now, we had a Mark Henry Big E match, which was fine. You know, okay match. Big E had the contentment Mark Henry's weight and his limitation. You know, with his wrestling ability. And Big E tries back with many interferences, many involvement from his New Day partners, Kofi and Xavier, especially with Francesca. I was watching Parts of Light today, and some person wanted Aston Martin, and her name was Francesca. So I was like, hey, New Day! So I thought about New Day when I saw that today. The ending was kind of like, was it a botched ending? I just don't know. It's by Big E carrying his big moves. and try to outpower Mark Henry. Of course, world's strongest man who could have been the world's strongest unicorn was the heavier guy and tried to use his weight to toss around Big E. But they, like I said, interferences and distractions from Kofi and Xavier, Big E would capitalize and try. He tried to lift Mark Henry up for the big ending, but something happened. Like it was like a weird ending. Like he was going for it. He had him on top of him, but then Mark Henry fell and he grabbed his web. They kind of botched the ending of the match, worked to be victory for Big E. Kind of a weird, what the ending? Like Mark kind of, and also Mark was robbing his webs, probably because of the fact that he got two big splashes from Big E. Big E splashed him 2 times. So maybe after the attempt at that and then the big ending attempt, it may have damaged his ribs. So maybe that's why he had to jump out of the big ending attempt. But that's kind of a weird ending. So there you go. On to our next situation. We have Charlotte in a segment with Brie Bella. Now, Brie Bella will be taking on Charlotte this Sunday at Fastlane. Kind of getting a sympathy vote because of the fact that not only is her sister injured, but as we saw last week, her husband, Daniel Bryan, retired. So to kind of capitalize on this momentum that Brie has, she pinned Charlotte and her husband retired. They kind of capitalize on it by having her in this match, a short-term program, because you can have a Sasha Charlotte or a Sasha Becky Charlotte triple threat match at Mania. We don't know what direction they're specifically aiming. I like both directions, but I'd rather see Sasha Charlotte one-on-one. I've been saying it for months. I like Becky, and I wouldn't mind a triple threat, but I want a one-on-one match at Mania for the Divas title between Sasha and Charlotte. That will tear the roof off of AT&T Stadium. This segment was kind of awkward. You know, it was an okay segment, proving why Brie Bella should not talk that much. Like, she was okay talking, but and like she's trying to be a face and trying to capitalize on this, especially with the moves she herself might be retiring soon. With the husband retiring, what the hell? I'll be retired too, so we can both be retired together and have a family. Because D-Bry said it last week, and she's been saying it on some episodes of Total Divas. So we had a verbal confrontation. You know, Charlotte making fun of Daniel Bryan, saying about your gold face babies. Slap! We had a little brawl between these two, trying to make us be very little interested, trying to give us some interest in this match at Fastlane this Sunday. We all know probably Charlotte will win. It'd be an okay match. Nikki's the better wrestler, in my mind, of the Bella Twins, if you can call any of the Bellas good wrestlers at all. But Brie is going to get the sympathy vote because of the E-Bride. And get sympathy cheers in Cleveland on Sunday. And it'll be an okay little encounter. So, there you go. Now, next matchup. Miz against AJ Styles. A rematch from SmackDown 2 weeks ago. With Chris Jericho at ringside. He beat AJ Styles. Now, a lot of people say, ooh, they buried AJ Styles by Chris Jericho winning upon time of winning. Fuck you. AJ didn't get buried. He'd only get buried if John Cena beats him. Or Roman Reigns beats him. That's the harsh truth, people. Burying is when, like, Triple H or John Cena or Reigns buries you. As Sandow, his career hasn't still recovered from losing to Cena. Some guys have recovered from losing to Cena. Hey, look at KO. He's now a 2-time IC champion. So I'm Jericho at ringside. AJ Styles had a match against Miz. It was a decent little matchup. For these guys, good action. Miz this late in his career. You know, he's not the big star that he used to be and not being pushed a lot, but he is being used for interesting feuds and trying to build up things. He had an interesting Cold Miz TV / highlight reel last week with Jericho. Is he heel? Be full on heel, Jericho. Like, interesting, these legends are turning heel. Dudley's turning heel? Is Jericho turning heel? Who knows? So, Miz, there's a big backdrop moves. Even at one point, trying to set up a skull crushing for like, but AJ's big flash moves. The big kicks. Including Pele. I love that Pele up like the middle rope. That was kind of a cool way to do a Pele. Never seen him do it like that. So that's kind of cool. Doing a Pele. So as Mitch going for some more big moves, AJ just kept flying in with some big moves, including a couple flying forearms, leading up to the calf crusher. Calling it the calf crusher. His submission hold, but it's the calf killer. But they don't use the word kill in WWE TVPG. Yet, see the All Truth Goldust segment this week and tell me, is it not TVPG? So, Miz tapped out to the calf killer. I'll call it calf. It's like, I'll never call John Cena's FU the Attitude Adjustment. I'll keep calling it FU. And I'll call AJ Styles calf crusher, calf killer. So AJ got the victory, and Jericho got the mic saying, "Yay, you beat the Miz again." You're in the big leagues now, boy. You can prove a lot more. And AJ hasn't spoken that much. And he didn't speak tonight. His mic skills are not the best. He's trying. It's WWE. So AJ's like, "Jericho, I want another match at you. The women match at Fastlane." Jericho's like, "Let me think about it. Give it to you on Thursday." Code for Watch SmackDown. And the match will probably be official on SmackDown on Thursday. So LG's like, yeah. Now on to the Dudley Boys. Talk about how they turned heel last week. Now, it's kind of interesting to make Dudley Boys heel. I didn't say a lot about this last week, but think about it. After a week, it's kind of interesting to have Dudley Boys heel. They've now been like really big heels in WWE since their heel turn against Taker in 04. I kind of said that, but I forgot to mention when Baba Ray was Bully Ray in TNA. He was a great heel in TNA. Do you know who I am? He was not that bad of a heel, like the one-man gang thing. And they're trying to use that this time in a tag team form with him and Devon turning heel, turning on the Usos after their table match victory over the New Day. And Mark Henry, who I mentioned, walked out. And Uso, I thought there'd be like a possible match at Fastlane between Usos and the New and Dudleys, but with the Usos selling a knee injury for Jay, they're out, so no match between them and Usos on Sunday. Maybe WrestleMania. And no more tables. They really play up to here by no more tables. And they need to do something drastic. They came back with a vengeance, going up against the New Day, in decent matches for the tag team titles. They kind of slumbered along in feuds against the Wyatts and being stuck, slithering along on the mid-card. And now they need something drastic to happen to keep themselves relevant and not being, like they say, a nostalgia act. And guess what? Being heels is the right move. Because it's not something they haven't done in WWE that much. Like a really big heel turn for Dudleys. Because they've been so loved by the fans for so long. And it's kind of interesting to make him heel because it worked so well with Bubba/Bully in TNA. So see how it works in WWE. Now on to our next matchup. Paige against Summer Rae. Why are these two even wrestling? It's like the Divas Revolution, they're calling it, needs to get a lot pushed more, but these two aren't fighting for anything. These two aren't even up for contention. Not even in the conversation for future title matches. Let alone Summer Rae not being mentioned at all. Paige could be if she gets some big wins, but wow, let's see this coming. Okay. I think Paige can match. She's more the better wrestler than Summer Rae. Summer Rae's trying, but come on. She's as bad of a wrestler as Eva Marie, and Eva Marie's worse than Summer Rae. I'll say that. Summer Rae is better than Eva Marie. And that's not saying much, people. Like, anybody is better wrestler than Eva Marie. Anybody and everybody is better than Eva Marie. The Kim Kardashian of WWE, as I called it in the past. With red hair. Anyway, so it was all okay match to Paige carrying the match with some big knees, big kicks, some big slams. But then Summer Rae countering the PTO, like Paige was going for the PTO, her submission hold. Summer Rae rolled her up, like Paige rolled her up first. Then Summer Rae reversed it. 1, 2, 3. Summer Rae wins. Wow, where are they going with this? I'll tell you where this is going to go. Nowhere! Because it's meaningless. It's like, wow, I was stunned. I thought Paige was going to win. Summer Rae went, like, what does that prove? What's it going to lead to? What does Summer Rae winning going to lead to? Nothing! So let's move on to something. Paul Heyman coming out, talking about the match between Lesnar and Ambrose and Reigns on Sunday, saying, Reigns, I want to say something about you, but guess what? I'd rather do it to your face. And that's exactly what he did. Called out Reigns. God, and Reigns we got cheered, but then he got booed and got the what treatment for the fans. The fans were okay in Anaheim. I think Detroit would be better. Because I'm going to be in Detroit next week for Raw. With him and say, hey, Reigns, you got to choose Sunday. I talked about this earlier. Choose between friend or family. Choose to support your friend and step aside for him, or be the man, the family man you should be, care about feeding your family, and care about yourself and your well-being, and making the best out of your career, and getting another shot at the WWE whatever championship, and beating Lesnar, and go on to try to face Triple H at WrestleMania 32. And Heyman's like, I know you never beat Lesnar, which he never did because he never technically beat him at WrestleMania. There is some little payback from that still. The Rollins got involved in that match. I love that we miss Rollins' sign. We do miss him. We do miss Seth freaking Rollins. Sad he got injured. Anyway. So Reigns said, I'm ready for Sunday. I sacrificed everything every night. And at Fastlane, I'm going to beat up Lesnar and beat up my brother too. And then he walked out. And here comes, I'm talking about this. This is like pure kind of coincidence. Talk about the last time Dudleys were like real heels in WWE was when they were aligning with Paul Heyman again. Kind of reuniting with him for the ECW days. And guess what? They attacked Reigns, coincidentally, after Heyman left. They beat down on Reigns, and here comes Ambrose to the rescue. Clearing out the Dudleys. And they shook hands, but then Ambrose almost did his deeds on Reigns. He almost delivered it on Reigns. He should have. He hesitated. But it could be a sign we could see that on Sunday. Both guys are living both their finishes on each other. Because friendships got to be tossed aside. Both guys got to care about themselves. About which one of them could be the one to go face Triple H at WrestleMania. Hope it's Ambrose, but it's probably going to be Reigns. Sadly. The predictable route. WWE likes to take the predictable route on everything. When they have a chance to do something shocking, it's something no one sees coming, they don't. They do the predictable route. They did that in the Rumble with Triple H winning. And now they're going to do the predictable route again and have Reigns win. And then have Reigns beat Triple H probably. And like I said, no matter how much WWE tries to shove it down our throats, no matter how many times WWE tries to give us reasons to cheer Reigns, we're not buying it! You tried to be so genuine like you did in Philly, but we ain't buying it. We're too smart for you. You know, we're smart fans. Most of us, especially in the IWC community. So there you go. On to the next matchup. Heath Slater in a social outcast. I may be a now trending sign for my wall next week in Detroit. And I'm also bringing a New Day Rock City sign. Because we're in Detroit Rock City. As Heath Slater would take on a guy who I think should have been a social outcast. Zack Ryder. Two internet darlings of the social media. And it was okay matchup for what it was. Ryder, there was a big moves. Big clotheslines. Even got the Polsky book at one point. But with interference, the distractions from all the remaining members of the social outcast, Bo Dallas, and also Axel and Adam Rose, Slater would capitalize, on those distractions, with Slater hitting a big DDT and a 1-2-3 victory for Heath Slater. So they're going with help from his friends. He got by with a little help from his friends. A victory for Heath Slater over Zack Ryder. Woo woo woo, you know it. Now, before I talk about the next match, as mentioned, I'll be at Raw next week in Detroit. And I'll make a review of it from a live event standpoint. And they announced next week that they're going to present an award. A Vincent K. McMahon Award. Oh, Vincent J. McMahon, should I say. The Vince is down. It could be the setup for something. Maybe it could be given to Triple H to feed his ego. Maybe it could be presented to John Cena, who I'm hearing might be returning soon. Sooner than we thought. He is the king of early returns. You know, we've seen that. You know, when Cena's like, oh, he's out for a long time. No, he's only out for like 2 months or something. We saw that, especially in 07. That's like the one that everyone mentions. When he was out in 07, thought he was going to miss WrestleMania. Boom, he came back to Royal Rumble that year. That was genuinely surprised because then they get leaked. So we'll see what the award plays out to be. Because I hope it's something big, because it's the night after Fastlane. So we'll see what kind of significance this Vincent J. McMahon thing will deliver. They're saying it's prestigious. So we shall see how. That's what probably everyone's going to say that Triple H is going to get that award to feed his ego. So we shall see. Now, next matchup. 3 men against each other. 3 men against 3 men. 6-man tag. League of Nations members. Rusev, Sheamus, and Del Rio. Taking on the Lucha Dragons. Kalisto and Sin Cara. And Neville. Now, Kalisto will take on Del Rio on Sunday. And I'm hearing now their match is now in the Fastlane pre-show. 2 out of 3 falls, I'm hearing. So that's why it's on the pre-show. And also make room for the Dolph Ziggler Owens match. And make room for the cutting edge peep show. That could have been the pre-show. But it's New Day, so deserves to be on the main show. So we had to push something off to make room for more matches and more segments of the pay-per-view. So Kalisto and Del Rio is your pre-show match. So Del Rio pinned Kalisto in a tag match last week. And this week he'll deliver another statement. And it's okay little matchup. I like Neville, but he should be pushed a lot more. You know, he's stuck. And Neville's a decent spot in a decent 6-man tag. With all 3 guys flying at the same time, that was a cool spot. But then after that, the League of Nations would take advantage as they would isolate Sin Cara in the corner. Or should I say Sin Cara's partner, Kalisto would get isolated before getting a hot tag to Sin Cara. You know, come on, he kind of botched it. It was a sloppy attempt, but it was still executed decently with the ending. But it was still kind of it was sloppy. So after Sin Cara gave us some big moves, including that Bancho Kamana. He would get distracted by Barrett before getting kicked in the head by Del Rio, setting up for the knee stomp. It is a unique knee stomp. Still hanging up on a tree of woe. And delivering the knee stomp on the top rope. He had Sin Cara on the middle rope. And from the top rope, from a couple feet away, he did a stomp like that. That was a cool way to do the stomp. And he pinned Sin Cara, went to the victory with Del Rio delivering a big message, like I said, to Kalisto, pinning not just Kalisto, but also pinning Sin Cara and won in tag team matches the last 2 weeks. I just hope Kalisto doesn't lose to Del Rio again. Come on, man. I can't believe these 2 are fighting again. You know what I mean? I don't want Kalisto to lose a title after a month. No more hot potato. Let him get the title longer than a month. You let him be longer than a day, thank God. This time after you made him lose after winning on Raw. But this time, please make him longer than a month as well. So there you go. Next up, we have Sasha Banks' partner at Fastlane this Sunday, Becky Lynch, taking on Naomi. Like I said, the tag team favorite Naomi and Tamina, taking on Sasha and Becky at Fastlane. So we had an okay little Divas contest, with Becky and Naomi exchanging blows, with a last plex for Becky onto Naomi, and a little distraction, not that much of Tamina. Some big kicks for Naomi, some big moves with her neon feet. I still like her glow-in-the-dark shoes, or color-changing shoes. So some neon-colored kicks for Naomi, trying to take advantage of that. With a lot of strikes with the legs, leg kicking, and of course the physical arms striking. Becky would take a move from Naomi and turn it into the disarmer and tap out victory for Becky. But then the beatdown would begin as Tamina and Naomi would beat up on Becky until Sasha Banks came out. But she didn't really get in the ring. She just saw Tamina Samoa drop on Becky. She came in after that. And that's when Team Bad's remaining members scattered before Sasha got in there. But these 4 will brawl this Sunday at Fastlane. We gotta see a Sasha Becky victory, heading towards a possible feud against Charlotte. Now on to our next scenario, a main event. I can't believe this was a main event, like I said. Braun Strowman and Big Show. I was like, heading towards the end of the wall, like, Strowman and Big Show's main event. Why? Fuck. I said the only reason this would be the main event is if they were setting up something big. Well, like I said, they did set up something, but this is a main event if it was setting up that. Anyway, I did like the promo, the start, about making choice about this evil world, about the lies. That's another topic for another day when it comes to politics in the world, because I'm not attuned to the world's problems. So it's kind of an interesting promo for the Wyatts. Kind of cryptic, but kind of interesting. And they're trying to take out these Titans. They're taking out Kane, they're taking out Ryback. They took out Big Show. Now tonight, they were trying to take out Big Show again in this one-on-one encounter between Strowman and Big Show. Maybe a possible teaser for the feud against Lesnar. That kind of got teased at the Royal Rumble. But maybe they'll attack with Fastlane. That's what a lot of people are predicting. It might be a little bit predictable when it comes to that. You know, the predictable route. Reigns wins, he pins Ambrose, and Lesnar gets attacked by the Wyatts. So there you go. So Strowman, Big Show. Ugh. Trying to be the best, but it's like, this is not a big event. I'm sorry. Fatal Fire should have been. I know I was trying to set up some, but ugh. These guys is just brawlers. And that's what they did. Punch, kick, boring, punch, kick. Strowman tried his best against Big Show. Okay, though. It was not that bad, but it was like, ugh, still a stinker. To be a main event. So I have some kicks, some clotheslines. Big Show was trying to be suplex for Strowman, but it was too big, too strong, too fat. Then Big Show would suplex on Strowman. But he was going for a choke slam. Here come the remaining members of the Wyatt family to attack Big Show, causing a disqualification. So the 4-on-1 beatdown would commence until we would see both Ryback and Kane come in to save the day. The other men, they were taken out by the Wyatts. And they would scatter the Wyatts. Like all three combined would take them all out. Now, like I said, this is what they were trying to set up. You know, with Kane and Ryback coming in to save Big Show. This was not worthy of main event ending. You know, go home show before the pay-per-view. You know, I know Lesnar wasn't there to set up something big between him and I know Lesnar wasn't there to set up something between him and Ambrose and Reigns. But this is where you end Raw with Kane and Ryback and Big Show taking the Wyatts. It's like kind of weird way to end Raw. Maybe it's a setup for match at Fastlane. We could find out on Thursday on SmackDown. This match could be officialized. We could see like Strowman, Harper, and Rowan against Ryback, Kane, and Big Show. Now that should be pre-show, not Kalisto and Del Rio. Like a title match at pre-show? Ugh. Even if it's Kalisto and Del Rio. Can't wait to see a title match in the pre-show. We've seen that before, but not in a while. Now that should be the pre-show. Like I said, the 6-man tag. If this goes through with Big Show, Ryback, and Kane against the Wyatts on Sunday. We shall see. And that's it for a go-home show for Monday Night Raw. One before Fastlane. Like I said, I will be at Raw next week in Detroit and give you my live event perspective next week. With that monument act, by the review from Zach. See you later, yeah.